evening from Crawfordsville High School on the Athenian baseball field, where this evening your Athenians will take on the Carmel Greyhounds as they play in this championship ball game at the Athenian Baseball Invitational. We've got a good-looking crew once again with Justin Duggar keeping us on the air. Michael Smith giving you the perfect picture. Jim Johnson giving all the pertinent facts and probably letting you know ahead of time what's going to happen even.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And this is Dan Welver back with the championship game here this evening. We've got a very, very windy evening, as it has really been all day, Jim. And hopefully the Athenians will be able to keep the ball maybe down on the ground a little bit. We can take a look at what's happening so far here today. The game number 1 this morning at 10 a.m. The Athenians were victorious on a very hard-fought victory over Franklin Central. The Flashes led most of the game, actually. The Athenians coming away with a 5-3 victory. And then in game 2, that was the Carmel Greyhounds being victorious over Bedford North Lawrence by a score of 6-2. And in the consolation game, Bedford North Lawrence won big by a score of 14-2 over Franklin Central. So, stage is set for the championship ball game. The umpires are gathering around home plate, and we'll be ready to go shortly as the coaches come toward home plate. Well, Jim, we are looking at a ball team in case of the Carmel Greyhounds that I haven't seen, but you have. So
I only saw just a short bit of them earlier today, but I think their number 1 ranking in Class 4A kind of speaks for itself, just like it does Crawfordsville and their number 1 ranking here in 3A. So we got a battle of 2 number 1s. It should be a fun night. It should tell us a lot about this Crawfordsville baseball team and where they stand, where they measure up. Hopefully reinforce what we already think about them.
Sure. Well, they are a pretty experienced ball club and with a lot of experienced pitching. And tonight, however, we're going to see a big challenge for a young man here making his first varsity start in Cam Saunders. So this is a real challenge for the young man, but reports are that he's really been throwing well, so we look forward to that. And Crawfordsville comes into the ball game with a record of 9-1 and Carmel 6-0. So here is our PA announcer, David Rayner, to give you the starting lineups.
The game is between the visiting Class 4A number 1 Carmel Greyhounds and your Class 3A number 1 Crawfordsville Athenians. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Greyhounds, leading off, the shortstop, number 15, Trent Terwilliger. Batting second, the center fielder, number 27, Parker Massman. Batting third, the first baseman, number 31, Rhett Winter. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 44, Jack Van Remordel. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 24, J.C. Hanley. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 13, Justin Green. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 19, Tommy Summer. Summer will be hitting for starting pitcher, number 29, Zach Vogt. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 5, Aaron Ernst. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 7, Chris McNally. The Greyhounds are coached by Mr. Matt Buskowski. And now the starting lineup for your Crawfordsville Athenians. Leading off, the shortstop, number 8, Trent Johnson. Batting second, the left fielder, number 5, Carson Scott. Batting third, the right fielder, number 27, Caden Jones. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 23, Chase Dowell. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 20, Josh Blackburn. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 4, Peyton Abney. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 12, Cale Winter. Hitting for catcher number 19, Sammy Riddle. Batting 8th, the starting pitcher, number 24, Cam Saunders. And batting 9th, the third baseman, number 2, Brendan Dowell. Your Athenians are coached by Mr. John Froge. Tonight's umpires behind home plate, Mr. Mike DuBois. On the bases, Mr. Steve Hoffman and Mr. Darren Haas. Please direct your attention to the American flag located in right field. At this time, the IHSAA and the Crawfordsville Community School Corporation invite you to please stand and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America.
Michael, you might want to go ahead and
Let's
pan around and get the crowd.
Baseball.
I don't like that. I like my hat. Just about ready to play ball here. Athenians home team in this ball game, and the pitcher once again is Cam Saunders. Cam, I don't have heights on these guys, Jim, but Cam is a pretty lengthy feller, yeah. And his grandpa was a tall man. Is a tall man. He's I over here somewhere taking about 1,000 pictures.
I'm anxious to see how he does here in his first varsity start, not just the first start of the season, but talking to Coach Welliver down there in the dugout, he's said a lot of good things about how he's pitched as a JV player and against good teams too, not just the average team.
Well, Athenians are blessed with a number of young men throwing the ball very well, and we got an okay that the picture and the sound should be good where you are, and certainly we hope so. That is a beautiful evening for baseball. Like we mentioned, it is a bit windy, but don't think it's bothering anyone too much. It might cause what we might normally call a pop-up to go out. I happened to be watching the Cubs today and noticed the wind was blowing even harder at Wrigley than it is here. And
now you got 4 live games in today. How'd you manage to get the Cubs in too?
Oh, he had a little bit of time between the championship game in Southmont with that junior varsity tournament and this championship game. And I found out that the Reds won and the Cubs lost and the Cardinals lost to the Yankees. So I'm getting close to having it covered. But anyway, here we go. Trent Terwilliger, the shortstop for the Carmel Greyhounds, steps in wearing number 15. Saunders to the plate and right down the heart of the plate. Strike one. Cam throws the ball. All Athenian pitchers will throw the ball probably close to the mid. There's a strike two, close to the mid 80s. I don't really know what Cam's top is. I do know Trent hit an 88 mile an hour fastball this morning. The 2-0 too high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just getting underway here at the beautiful Athenian Field. Here's the 1-2. That's down low, and the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I don't have updated stats for Carmel with their game earlier today, but through 5 games, our current batter, he's batting .500.
That's pretty serious.
Yeah.
There's the 2-2, and boy, I'll tell you what, that ball was not very far off the corner. Athenian fans already talking a little bit here, Jim. So it's a full count. Saunders needing a strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on a line drive center field, right at the center fielder. Blackburn with a step or two to his right and a step in, hauls it in for out number 1. That ball off the meat of the bat, but Blackburn played him perfectly. That'll bring up number 27, Parker Massman. He is a center fielder. Here's a pitch, swung on and missed. Cam Saunders throwing hard. There's the next pitch just off the corner. Around the infield, down at third base, Brendan Dow. Trent Johnson's your shortstop. Over at second base, we have Mr. Abney, and on the right side, I was looking over there, we've moved Chase Dow to first base for this ball game. Here's a pitch. That's called a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, just getting underway here. And we've got a great crowd this evening. I'm going to let Jim estimate the crowd size here this evening, but it is a good crowd. There's the pitch, swung on line to center field, in fast, but he can't quite get there in time as Blackburn got a good jump, but that ball just didn't hang up like the other one did, and so the Carmel Greyhounds have a runner on first base with 1 down. That'll bring up Rhett Winter, the first baseman. Right-handed hitters so far for the Greyhounds.
He's a senior. He'll be heading to Ball State to play baseball coming up next year.
Here's the throw on to first base. Runner back in time.
And his average through the first 5 games, .643. He's doing all right, too.
Pretty serious. Here's a pitch up and in. Ball 1. Your outfield, Scott in left field. Over in center field is Blackburn, and in right field, Mr. Jones, the big bat in the Athenian lineup. Here's a pitch swung on, fouled to the right side and out of play. One ball, 1 strike, 1 down. And 1 man on base. Moderate lead, but Cam throws over, runs him back.
So in between pitches here, Coach, got a sophomore pitcher on the mound for the first time. What do you tell him going into the game? What's his train of thought, I guess? What would you be telling him in this situation?
Well, here's a runner going. Here's a ball taken foul down the left field line, and he pretty well barreled that one up, but way ahead on the pitch. Well, you can't tell a guy not to be nervous. Right. But you're going to tell him to relax. Right. So that's one of the first things. Just go out and be yourself. Right. You can't try to do something you haven't done before. You just go out there. He's got good stuff. He's a young pitcher, and this is the learning time for him. Here's the pitch, and this one gets by. This will go as a wild pitch, as Sammy got a glove on it, but the ball was actually behind the hitter and way high. So the count's even, but a runner now advances into scoring position. Parker Massman standing out at second base for the Greyhounds. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed as Cam ran a fastball down and in and really fooled Winter. So 2 down. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the third baseman, Jack Van Remoto.
Batting .412 on the year, heading to Michigan next year to play baseball. Not next year, he's actually just a junior, so
okay.
A verbal commit there to go play at Michigan.
Cam steps off. So here's a situation, and I don't mind stepping off, but here's a situation you really don't want Cam paying a whole lot of attention to the runner back here. I mean, you can't ignore him totally, but here's a pitch up, and nice stop that time by Sammy Riddle. Sammy had to get way out to the left. Again, that ball almost behind the hitter. Yeah, I would almost, send a message out there, like get the hitter. I mean, you don't want him to steal down third, but here's a pitch. Fly ball left field. In, over, and diving. No, and the run will score. I tell you, that ball appeared to be knocked down to the wind there, and I don't know whether we got the best break on that ball or not, but nonetheless, it'll go as a double, and so the Carmel Greyhounds here in the top half of the first inning put a run on the board and threatening with another one. 2-base hit by Jack Van Remoto. That'll bring up the catcher, J.C. Hanley. Here's another one of those. That's the third time Cam is actually throwing a pitch that appears to be a little bit behind the batter. So what's happening there, the ball's, he's not hanging on the ball quite long enough, getting out of the hand a little bit. Or at least the arm lagging behind a bit, probably more the case. Here's a pitch. Here's a fastball fouled off to the left side. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. So Athenians trailing here early by a score of 1-0. Cam can get this out here, though I don't think anybody's going to be too upset with the first inning. We need to get it out here, though. Here's a pitch. That right there on a fastball. Beautiful fastball about knee high on the outside corner. So Cam ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield back now all the way around. Wind blowing straight away to center field. Here's the pitch. Swung a line drive left field. Over and got the catch in left field. That was a ball that was really ripped to left field, but a great job out there by Scott, who obviously got a great break on the ball, but he stayed right with it, and as you could see, full extension catch. So great job there, Jim. The Athenians get out with only 1 run scored, and we don't really like the 1 run scored, but we still have a ball game in front of it. You can't win a ball game unless you score anyway. They told me.
Don't like the run, but you'll take the way it ended there, right?
Right. Yeah, could have been worse. They hit. What would you say? 3 balls on the nose. The ball that dropped in for the double out there was kind of a Texas League style thing. It was a lazy fly ball. Let's put it that way, and just dropped in a kind of a no man's land kind of a situation. So at the end of 1/2 inning of play, the Carmel Greyhounds come up with 1 run on 2 hits, and they had 1 runner left on base. Athenians coming to bat.
Sprained a rib trying to catch that the way he did.
You know anything about this pitcher, Jim?
I tried to look some stuff up on him. He's got a recruiting a recruiting profile page that said he's at pitching like around 82.
Well, Zach Vogt is taking his warm-up pitches, and Athenians ready to come to bat with number 8 back in that familiar leadoff spot, Trent Johnson. Trent, I believe, had 1 hit this morning. Jim, I don't know whether you've got that or not, but I did see him
2 hits, I believe.
get one nice drive out there. I believe a double.
Trent Johnson.
Well, this is one of those kind of situations where, coaches like to see line drives, but this might be one of those cases they would forgive them for a few big flies.
Yeah.
The ball definitely is going to get a lot of assistance going out. All right, here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball by the third baseman into left field. Ball, Trent Johnson. There's a ball gets loose, but no advancement. His throw comes in from left field. So Trent, on the very first pitch, takes a fastball, lines it by the third baseman. That'll bring up number 5, this young man with the great catch out there.
The left fielder, Carson Scott.
Carson Scott has great wheels, and wheels didn't hurt him on that defensive play, that's for sure. Left-handed here, stands in, turns the bunt, gets the bunt out, throws to second base. He is out. There's no chance to get Scott, but not a good bunt. Carson got it down, but he just left it right in front of the plate, and the catcher had no problem jumping out there and getting on that ball. So 1 on, 1 out still.
Caden Jones.
I'll bring up Caden Jones. Caden, as usual, playing right field. Here's a pitch, swung on, fouled off to the left side. So Athenians coming up, getting a bat on the ball here early in the count, not waiting around at all. Very aggressive. I guess maybe when the wind's blowing out like that and the pitcher's throwing fastballs pretty much down the middle, that might explain that. Here's a throw to first, and Scott back in plenty of time. There's a little number out in front of the plate. Pitcher has it on to first base, throws it high, and he is safe. The tag came when the runner was on the base. Caden Jones really hustling down the line. The throw was high. First baseman made a nice attempt with the tag, but the tag occurred after Jones had a foot on the base. So it's first and second, 1 down, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, number 23, Chase Dowell. Chase, again, playing first base tonight. So that'll go, we've got a hit on the board. Jim, I'm not sure. I think that might have been an error, but...
Is that how they're scoring that?
Well, they've got it as a hit, it looks like, but...
they don't even have an error up there yet either.
I'm putting an error in my book. I'm not official. So, but what I saw is if the throw doesn't bring him up in the air off the bag, he is going to be out.
Right.
And so, to me, it has to be an error. But anyway. Here's a pitch up high. Okay, it goes to 2 balls, no strikes. Chase Dow, the hitter. So Scott at second, Jones at first. Athenians trying to get tied up in this ball game, or maybe go ahead with a gapper. Here's a pitch, and this is down low, ball 3. Pause in the pitch, and that's right there for it. Gets away. Both runners will advance, and out goes a pass ball on the catcher.
Come on, Chase.
That takes the Athenians out of that double play situation. Here's a pitch, and this is ball 4, and the bases are loaded. That brings up Josh Blackburn, the center fielder, and he's going to have a little talk with Coach Froge as Carmel Ball Club gathers around their pitcher out there to kind of maybe discuss what they would do here on the infield. Bottom half, first inning. Athenians threaten with the bases loaded. One down.
Josh Blackburn.
All right, Blackburn stands in. Carmel right-hander stares in, and now Blackburn does a nice job asking for time at the plate. Don't want to get it froze in there, Jim. That's a good bit of baseball savvy there by Blackburn.
Well, he's a guy who's had a few RBIs this year, knocked a few guys
Here's a
in.
pitch, swung on, pop foul.
Had a couple doubles. We'll see if he can add to his season stats there with a few more RBIs today. Now's the time we can take him.
Got to stay out of the double play ball here. And Blackburn's got good wheels, so he's not an easy man to double. There's a ball that the catcher backhands. Probably not the best technique on that play, but demonstrating good hands there. Really, probably the coaches would rather he'd square up and get in a block position there. 1-1, here's the pitch. This is taken on the inside for ball 2. So Blackburn ahead on the count now. Josh checks down with Coach Froge. Not much he's going to tell you, young man. We need a base hit right here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's a pitch. Swung on, fly ball, center field. It's pretty deep. That should score 1 run here. Both guys are going to tag up second and third. Throws coming to third, and he is in there. And that was too close as Caden Jones. I'll tell you what, that is a great arm in center field, Jim, because he's throwing the ball where the wind is not going to help it. I mean, and that ball was on the money with a lot on it. Very close play, as you can see at third base. Give Caden Jones credit, going in hard, safe, and we have a tie ball game.
The second baseman, Peyton Abney.
Down retreats back to first base, so we're looking at runners on first and third now with 2 down as Peyton Abney, second baseman, comes to the plate. So Carson Scott scores the first run here for the Athenians and ties the ball game 1-1. Here's a pitch. This is up high and inside. Here's a pitch swung on in, fouled back. Here's the throw to first. Back in time. Chase Dow with a head first dive. Coach Froge does not run the first and third a lot. Probably with the arm this young man has behind the plate and 2 outs, probably a time we'll leave this situation as it is, try to hit our way around. Long pause in the pitch. This one's way high. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Bottom half first inning and a 1-1 tie. Athenians trying to jump ahead here. Here's a pitch, a fly foul out of play, and County evens 2-2. Coach John Froge in his 36th year down at third base. Coach Rhett Welliver in the first base coaching box, year number 32. Here's a pitch, swung on and fouled off. Staying alive in there, Peyton Abney. We don't care how hard here, Peyton. Just find a hole someplace. Might be a wonderful place for a little Texas leaguer out over the second baseman's head. Here's a pitch. Swung on ground ball. Second baseman has it. He's on to first base. Throw, but gathered in over there. And so in the bottom half of the first, your Athenians come up with 1 run. I'm going to call it 1 hit and 1 Carmel error. And I know the scoreboard doesn't say that. The fans can see that probably from our camera. And but remember, the scoreboard is not the official book.
You are.
Well, I'm not the official book either. No, the official book is down there in the dugout, actually. So we'll...
No, but that makes perfect sense, what you're saying about the high throw and getting the...
Well, I'm still adding my judgment in, but, you know, it was rather obvious that the throw, the guy jumped up off the bag and then swung to make the tag, and he did do a good job getting a tag there, but had to throw a bit on the money. I don't think there's any doubt but what we would have been out. But anyway... It doesn't matter how you get them sometimes, as long as you get them. So at the end of 1, it's a 1-1 ball game. Well, again, both these teams ranked number 1 in their own respective slot, which is 4A for Carmel and 3A for the Athenians. So I'm sure this is the first time this has ever happened on this ball diamond.
2 number 1s?
2 number 1s, head on, yep.
Well, after 1 inning, I mean, I like what I see. I think
the right fielder, Justin Green.
You know, they look good.
It's even Steven right now, that's for sure. Well, here we go into the top of the second inning. And the first pitch is swung on, missed. The ball faded away, and great location there by Cam Saunders. So 1 strike on Justin Green. Here's a pitch that gets away from Sammy, a little outside. When Cam has missed, it seems to me, Jim, he tends to miss on the right-hand side of the plate as he looks at it, our left-hand side as we look at it, and as the camera looks at it. Here's a pitch. Again, we're outside in that same position. 2 balls, 1 strike. Looks like to me, you know, he might be just a little anxious, and arm just a little bit behind, and that'll cause that. Here's a pitch. He pulls across, and that's inside. So the count 3-1. Cam Saunders needing a strike here as we lead off the top half of the second inning. There's a pitch, and that one's right there. Nice location. That would have been one that had he swung at it, I think it would have jammed him pretty good. Full count now. Pitch, ground ball to second. Big hop for Abney. He's got it on to first. Almost throws it away, but good job. That made Chase Dow have to work stretch with a backhand catch, and one down. Sometimes the easy throw is the easiest one to throw away, I guess. So a 4-3 in the scorebook there, and that'll bring up Tommy Summer, the DH, another left-handed hitter. Here's a pitch again away. I think one thing about this, when you're kind of consistently off, it really allows the pitching coach to have a good pitch on the inside corner, count evens 1-1. It lets the pitching coach have a better idea how to correct it,
Right.
If you got a guy that's all over the place, what do you do? But he's been pretty consistent when he's missed. Here's a pitch, and again, right out there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Number 19, Tommy Summer, second left-handed batter here in a row for Carmel. Here's a pitch way inside, and again, Cam falls behind 3-1. So he worked himself back last time. Let's see if he can do it again. Pitch grounded again to second base. Again, a nice hop for Abney, and a little better throw this time. So 2 down. Cam falling behind on the count a little bit here, but able to get the ball back in there when he has to. 2 easy ground balls to second base. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Aaron Ernst. Back on the right-handed batter here. Infield back all the way around. Here's a pitch down in the dirt, ball 1. Athenian outfield playing just a little deeper than normal, but with the wind as it is, need to do that. Here's a pitch swung on and fouled back. What are the batting averages look like when they get in toward the back half of their batting order,
Not
Jim?
too bad, 500.
No. Here's a strike on the outside corner.
But Ernst here this is through 4 games, so I hadn't played all of them.
Sure. One ball, 2 strikes. Saunders to the plate. Here's a pitch down. Count evens. Deuces Wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down here as we play in the top half of the second inning. Here's a pitch swung on, grounded outside the line at third. Athenians having to come from behind in game 1 this morning as they got a hard-earned win over the Flashes from Franklin Central. Here's a pitch he appeared to go. Check. I was going to say, tag him, yeah, Sammy. He definitely looked like from here he went. Okay, 3 up and 3 down here in the top half of the second. Great job by Cam Saunders. So after 1.5, your Athenians are at a tie ball game, 1-1, coming to bat. So after 2 innings, the Greyhounds have gotten through their order one time, Jim.
We still have McNally
to bat. Yeah, they've got number 9 hitter coming up, be 9-1-2 start their third inning. And Athenians coming up here with the DH, Wendelin. Whoa, whoa. I think that was mine. What? Yeah, okay. I better nail that down. We got things blowing around here. I tell you, our day has been a windy one, and I think you mentioned that we thought maybe it would slow down a little bit, and maybe it has. I'm not sure, but it's still plenty windy. All right, here we go with the Athenians coming to bat here in the bottom half of the second inning. That'll bring up Cale Wendelin. He is the DH for the Athenians. Cale having a real good year for the Athenians. Here's the pitch taken down and away. He's been in, I believe he's been a DH every ball game, Jim.
I think all but one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's batting .350 in 9 games.
Okay. Well, I have missed a few games. All right, let's put it this way. When I miss one of these games, I'm watching a game someplace else. Here's the pitch. Up and in. Ball 3, pardon me. And we are sprouting another base runner here. Got the leadoff man on in the first. Would like to do it again here in the second. Here's the next pitch. And that one's down. Well, ball 4.
I think that first game he got hit a couple times, didn't he? Got on base by hit pitch.
Well, yeah, hey, we love to see the ball knocked all over the ballpark, but you know what? I think as important thing to look at statistically, offensively, is the on-base percentage. You're putting guys on base. You got guys that got the big on-base percentage, you're going to have some offense. First pitch taken for a strike. Cam Saunders hitting for the first time here. He's hitting out of the number 8 slot this evening. Thought we might be asked to bunt there, but he looks, there's a throw over. We were leaning a little bit, although I do not think he was running. Anyway, Cale back in time. No balls, 1 strike. Athenian pitcher, Cam Saunders. Here's another throw over. That one's one, I think, just for exercise. Here's a pitch, and this was taken inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Okay. I'm sorry. Jumping ahead. Wishful thinking. Time is called at home plate. Cam to check again with Coach Froge. Climbs back in. Wendelin with a pretty moderate lead there at first base. Here's a pitch of this taken right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coach Froge runs through those signals once again. We almost never steal signals, Jim. Almost never. Throw to first. Boy, they had him leaning a little bit. But he's back in time. Well, first baseman was actually walking in and away from the bag when that throw was made over. So he was back in plenty of time. Still waiting on the 1-2 here. Here it comes, and this ball's down, breaking ball. The count goes even. Coach Froge urging Kim on here to get it going and put it in play. Here's a pitch, and this is taken strike 3. Ball that was upper part of the strike zone and maybe just a little bit to the outside part of the plate there. So 1 down for the Athenians here as Cam looks at one. Number 9 hitter, Brendan Dowell at the plate. Brendan over at third base tonight. Here's a throw to first, runner back up, oh my! We didn't pick the ball up. It's going to bail down. The right fielder didn't pick the ball up either. Cale Wendell should have really been able to coast down there pretty relaxed. Well, maybe not relaxed, but he had plenty of time to get there. Had he picked it up right away that the ball had gotten away, but he didn't. And the right fielder had a chance, maybe with a perfect play, to at least make it very close at second. As it were, he bobbled the ball out there. And so now, scoring threat for the Athenians here in the bottom of the second. Here's a pitch taken away. Brendan Dow, young man that probably is a better hitter than being in the number 9 slot, but has struggled a little bit. Here's a ground ball left side. Third baseman cannot get there. Shortstop has it. No play. And that'll go as an infield hit for Brendan Dowell. Good job base running there by Wendell, as he was wanting to round the base strong, so if a throw gets a little bit loose at first, he can score there, Jim. But the shortstop wisely hung on the ball. And
right where we want to be now.
Yeah, we're in a nice spot here with Trent Johnson to the plate. Trent, as we said, led off. First pitch, lined it on one hop by the third baseman. Here's the pitch. This was taken as a strike on a breaking ball with a little bit of a delayed call there.
He had a good first game this morning, too. Couple hits and an RBI.
Yeah, I was there for one of those hits, and he's just a good hitter. Good ball player, no question about it. Several of our guys are very versatile. Here's the throw to first, runner back in time. Again, we don't run this a whole lot. Here's a case, there's only one down. A lot of teams won't throw down in this situation here. Here's a line drive into left center field. It's going to be down, but they'll bring one. Round second, and then holding up is Dowell. So Trent, with his second hit of the ball game, gets an RBI and puts the Athenians ahead. Here comes the move from the bullpen. That's going to be all for number 29, Vogt.
That was actually his first game of the season as well. I'm not sure what his situation is in terms of JV or that type of thing, but what do we have here? 2 in the third inning. Him on the mound, so.
Yep, that would be it. And we're going to look at a left-hander. Number 39. Number 39 is Sean. Looks like you call it Roop or Rope.
30.
Double O. Roop. Okay, well, I'm gonna go with that.
You can swap, go back and forth. Change it by the inning.
I don't know. Roop looks like to me he's probably, what do you think, 6'1", 6'2"?
Ladies and gentlemen, the new pitcher for Carmel.
And left-handed pitcher. Let's see here. The year, he is a senior. So that's all I know about him, but you might have more. All right, here's Carson Scott coming to the plate now. The Indians have taken a 2-1 lead. They have runners at first and second with one down. Scott bats right-handed against the left-handed pitchers. Here's a fastball for a strike. takes a little bit away with the speed advantage that he has when he has to go to the other side of the plate, but does a nice job switch hitting.
Not a whole lot of time on the mound for Roop either. Just almost 5 innings over the first 6 games.
Pitch, and this one runs away.
Just 4 strikeouts on the year, so he's still relatively new this season as well.
Okay. One and one, Carson Scott. Long way, you might have wanted to. Here's a bunt down the third baseline. That's a fair ball. They'll get nobody on that. You forget that. I don't care if he's not on the left-hand side there. He's going to beat that one out. Great bunt, and that brings up the big man here in the Athenian lineup, number 27, Caden Jones. Sacks packed with Athenians here in the bottom half of the second inning, trying to stretch out this 2-1 lead. Boy, that was a great bunt. You know, Carson started the year in the number 9 slot, I believe, and but he's been so effective. Here's a pitch down, ball 1. Caden Jones looking for something he can drive. Dow hanging out at third, Johnson down at second, Scott at first. Here's time called at the plate. Cale Wendelin has come around and scored and put the Athenians ahead here in the second inning. Only one down. Here's the pitch. Jones. Here's a base hit into right field. That'll be one. Ball breaks by the right fielder. Oh, we got the merry-go-round going now. Here comes the third runner to the plate. Here's the throw. He is going to be out. And a good throw from right field. But the error by the right fielder allows the Athenians to score 2. Probably we're going to score 2 anyway, but Caden Jones goes all the way around to third base. So that'll go as a base hit and an error on the right fielder. It'll be a 2-base error, actually. But a nice throw nailed the Athenians at the plate there. So we've got a 4-1 lead as Chase Dell steps in. Here's the pitch. That's away for ball 1. So we can give Caden Jones 2 RBIs on that base hit. Here's the pitch, swung on ground ball up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Chase Dell getting one over the pitcher's head into center field, and that'll run it to a 5-1 ball game. So Athenians swinging the bats here.
The center fielder, Josh Blackburn.
Here's a ground ball to short. Big hop. Blackburn got the ball right to the shortstop, and he's able to force runner at second for out number 3. But your Athenians in the inning come up with 4 big runs and take a 5-1 lead after 2 innings of play. Line score. And my line score is different. Remember, I took a hit away from the Athenians there. So, for Carmel Greyhounds, they have 1 run with 2 hits and 1 error, and I have them charged with 2 errors. And so I'm going to say my book is right, and it's 1, 2, and 2. And the Athenians have 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors. So Athenians get a little more comfortable situation here for the young right-hander, Cam Saunders. So they're able to plate 4 runs against the Greyhounds.
When did that pitcher come in? After Trent's hit?
Yes.
the second baseman, Chris McNally.
All right, here we go. Top of the third for the Carmel Greyhounds. McNally stabs it. Left-hander lines it home. I tell you, I don't know how close that came, but a good reaction by Cam Saunders on there. He got his glove stuck out there, but the ball just missed it. And so we have a leadoff base hit by McNally. And he's a number 9 hitter.
The shortstop, Trent Terwilliger.
So leadoff hitter, Terwilliger, up to the plate, takes first pitch a little bit too high. Cam wanting that pitch. First time I saw any reaction from the young man about to call the plate. Here's a throw to first, runner back in time. Two balls, no strikes. Big lead at first base. Here's a pitch, and this hits him. So there's that pitch that keeps kind of wanting to run inside, if not behind the right-handed hitters. So Cam, not a good start here in the top of the third, and I see a little action right away going to start to happen for the Athenians. Oop.
What was the count on that before he hit him? Did you have that?
I'm not sure. I think it's 2-0, but I'm not sure. It's either 1-0 or 2-0. Anyway, here's the pitch, and this ball is hit to the shortstop side, but no. Cam, we're going to have a play at the plate. No. Sammy, you want to, all right, there's a case there. Sammy needs to read that play. Step up a little bit more. If he can get the ball early, I think he nails the guy at third base, but that's asking maybe a little bit much. So a base hit there as Carmel starting to rally back here in the top half of the third inning. Lead off with a base hit, and we have a hit batter and then a base hit to left field. So Carmel plates 1 run back, and it's a 5-2 ball game. Runners second and third with nobody down. Pitching coach Rhett Welver on his way to the mound. Yeah, I already mentioned we've got a little action down in the bullpen there. Left-hander Kellerman working down in the bullpen. Well, the median mound breaks up, and Sammy Riddle back in behind the plate. Coach headed back for the dugout. Still 5-2 Athenian lead, but Carmel threatening with runners at second and third and nobody out here in the top half of the third inning. Stepping in is Rhett Winter. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Here's a pitch, swung on and missed. Nice breaking ball down in the dirt. Credit Sammy for doing a good job making that stop. So Cam quickly ahead on this hitter, 0-2. See, we got our bleacher bums out there in right field. Here's a pitch. This is just off the corner. Great pitcher's pitch. Athenian fans wanting that one, but it was clearly outside. But probably just where the coaching staff would have drawn it up. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, and boy, that jammed him. I'm not sure. I don't think we got that ball where we really wanted it, but it was in an effective spot. Not sure what our inning situation with our pitchers are here, Jim.
No, Chase is out.
A swing and a miss! That looked like a changeup, and I'll tell you, it was a perfect pitch and a big strike out there as Winter goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the top of the third. That'll bring up big number 44, Jack Van Remoto.
Yeah, no, Chase is out because they had to bring him in on Thursday against Tri-West.
Here's a breaking ball in the outside corner.
Trent, obviously, they could bring Trent back if they needed to. Since they go by day and not by game, just not sure.
Sure.
7 innings, not sure how he's feeling.
Oh, that one just missed him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Outside of that, I think everybody's good to go.
Good. Hope we don't need them, but when we would like to have some options if the situation should occur. Boy, there was a nice breaking ball, and it was just off the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down as the runners lead away from second and third for the Carmel Greyhounds. Again, Carmel number 1 in 4A, your Athenians number 1 in 3A. Here's a pitch. This one's in the dirt, and Sammy Riddle once again keeping that ball right there in front of him. Cam falls behind with the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Will Kellerman working away in the Athenian bullpen. Here's a pitch in the dirt, and that'll be ball 4. So that'll load him up. The disadvantage is that puts the tying run on base. The advantage is it sets up your double play situation.
The catcher, J.C. Henley.
So J.C. Henley comes to the plate for the Greyhounds. Henley flew out to left field, and I don't want him to hit another one like that again if you remember that one, Jim.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Check swing, and that one's right there on the breaking ball. Henley shaking his head, yes.
But I'll bet Scott could make that play again if he had to.
Well, I can think of a better option. Here's a breaking pitch right there. And again, Henley shakes his head. Yep. Now, here's where you don't want to groove one, but you surely can't throw it past the pitcher. So, see what we got. Here's a ball into right field. That's going to go deep. And Jones cannot get it. Might have misread that a little bit with the help of the wind. And here comes the tying run to third base. So for the time being, the Athenians maintain the lead, but a double into right field. And that pitch is one we just didn't get where we wanted it. A 5-4 ball game as Carmel now has plated 3 runs and only 1 down here.
The courtesy runner at second base is number 22, Luke Thompson.
Coach Roach out to the mound here. And he is going to take the baseball. And so Will Kellerman comes on now. Number 21, the sophomore left-hander. So Cam with a pretty decent outing. Just, he was in a position there to put the pressure on the hitter, but he got one in the wrong place, and Carmel's loaded with good hitters, and you make a mistake and they'll take advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new pitcher for Crawfordsville is number 21, Will Kellerman.
Yeah, my knees are bothering me. Okay. Just make sure you follow the ball. All right? Duggars are to help you.
Will Kellerman taking the warm-ups here in the top of the third. So, Jim, I don't think we're going to see a pitcher's duel tonight.
No, I don't think so. No, but Cam, he had I think that was a productive, few innings there for him.
Well, he did not appear to be intimidated. He threw hard. He had good breaking stuff. The only thing, that when you evaluate, I think you look at and say, well, we just have to work a little harder on our location. I mentioned the number of pitches that wanted to go toward the right-handed batter, and a couple of them behind the right-handed batter, and then he laid a breaking ball with ahead on the count there to our last hitter, and that really was a big pitch where he wanted to get one where he couldn't hit it. Well, anyway, Justin Green comes to the plate and takes the first pitch a little bit outside for ball one. So runners at second and third. Here's the pitch, and this one stays inside, 2-0. First time up, Green grounded out to the second baseman, Abney. Here's a pitch. This is a long drive to right field, and I mean, nobody's going to catch that one. It's good on out of here. So the Greyhounds take the lead with a big blast by Justin Green. So Will greeted not so kindly.
No, first pitch right over the right field fence there. Just missed the student section.
Without the wind, the ball might not have gotten out, but on the other hand, we weren't going to catch it. It was going to empty the bases. So, well struck ball. Well, still only one down as the breaking ball's right there against Aaron Ernst. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. That was Summer. I put that credited this wrong guy here. Oh. Here's the ball fouled out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Athenians down by a score of 7-5 now. On my book, both teams with 6 hits. Here's the pitch, breaking ball down the way. That was a good location. Head on the count, 1-2. Now the count evens 2-2. There's a breaker, grounded to second. Abney over, has it in the glove on to first base. Out number 2. Nice job there. I think with that, they've about batted around here.
Yeah, this is the 9th batter this inning.
The left fielder, Aaron Ernst.
Ernst, the hitter. He's playing left field. Here's the pitch, stays way wide. Aaron Ernst, another senior in this Greyhound lineup. Will to the plate. Here's a ball popped into right field. Wind taking it back, but Caden Jones under it for out number 3.
The Greyhounds score 6 runs on 4 hits.
6 runs on 4 hits and no Athenian errors. So at the end of 2 1/2 innings of play, it's the Carmel Greyhounds 7 and your Athenians 5. Do you agree with those stats, Jim?
What's that?
Did you agree with those stats?
Yep.
Announced by our
Yeah.
PA announcer, David Raynard. Tell you, we're really blessed to have David. He really does, as an old ex-Athenian, well, he's still an Athenian, is David, but a few years ago he participated in athletics. But David with a golden voice and really does
it. Time too, hasn't he?
He has indeed. Yep. Well, these always make for interesting situations. Even without new pitching rules, which have more restraints than ever, but even without that, when you play all week and then you get into a tournament, everybody starts to get a little bit stressed on their pitching.
Crawfordsville's, just lucky that they do have such a deep pitching staff coming back, experience. Some guys coming in that are doing well that don't have a lot of experience as well.
First pitch too high for Abney. What did you have Peyton doing the first time up there? I know he made the last out. And
it was a ground out.
Yeah,
hit to second.
Second,
there.
yeah. I was in there for strike two, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's a little bit outside. Count evens 2-2. Well, Payne's been pretty busy at second base. He's had a few putouts over there, at least 3. Or not, I should say assist. Correct myself there. Here's the pitch. This one's down, and the count goes full.
Looks like we have a new pitcher.
Yes, I was just looking. Number 14 now on the mound. It was Drew Olson. And Drew is only a sophomore. Here's ground ball again to second. Second baseman, glove on the ground on the first base. 1 down. So, again, 4-3 for Peyton Abney.
The designated hitter, Cale Winderland.
Number 12, the DH, Cale Winderland, steps in. Third baseman in on the grass. Cale takes the first pitch for a strike. Fans do not like that one. They thought it was a little bit low. Here's the next pitch, and that one's down and away. Count evens at a ball and a strike. A wide pitch, grounded to third. Nice soft hop for the third baseman. Crow hops and fires for out number 2. So Winderland quickly down, and 2 outs as I'm assuming Will. Yes, Will. That was a straight change. Official now as Will Kellerman comes to the plate. His first at bat. Batting in this slot first time around, we had Cam Saunders striking out, but here's the next pitch, ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, fans won't like that. That ball. I'm almost sure, Jim, that ball was outside. But there's only one guy that counts. Here's a 2-1, and that one's down. So, Will Kellerman trying to be the man that starts a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the third. Pitch taken for ball 4. So Kellerman trots on down to first base.
The third baseman, Brendan Dowell.
Brings up number 9 hitter, Brendan Dowell, who got a base hit his first time. Takes that pitch for a ball. So the young man is throwing 5 out of 6, and some of us would say 6 out of 6 balls now. Here's the pitch. That's ball 2. Pitch appeared to be up just a little bit. This one's right there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brendan Dowell, obviously not a big guy, but pretty good pop in his bat. If Brendan can keep himself swinging at pitches around that strike zone, he's a danger. Here's a ball taken to right field. That ball is going to be down. Right fielder has this one cleanly, so we hold at second base. So runners at first and second now on Brendan Dowell's second base hit of the evening. And that'll put us to the top of the batting order, and Trent Johnson, who already has a couple of base hits, a chance now to do more damage.
The shortstop,
I think that
Trent
hit there by
Johnson.
Brendan was kind of backing up everything that you were just saying about him there, isn't it?
Swinging the pitches in the zone. That's key for him. Here's a pitch. Trent swings. There's a ball nubbed, and the second baseman able to go back, hop up just a little bit, and bring it in. So the threat goes for naught as Trent Johnson pops out to the second baseman on a soft liner.
No runs on 1 hit.
So no runs on 1 hit and 2 Athenians left on. So at the end of 3 full innings of play, it's a Carmel Greyhounds 7 and your Athenians 5. Well, pretty well played ball game, Jim, despite the big number of runs on the board there for 3 innings. But I think one thing it tells you got 2 teams that have pretty decent offensive potential, and obviously, there's 1 error on the board, and if I was pushing those buttons, I would have 1 for each team. But nonetheless, some good plays still being made in this ball game.
They gave up one big inning this morning in the first game today and came back. Were able to take the lead again and put the game away. We'll see if they can do that again. But it seems like that's kind of been maybe a little bit of a theme this year, where they've kind of just gave up one big.
Well, yeah, Thursday at Tri-West. Oh my goodness, yes. And
so if they can just limit it to 1.
In that game, now we would have to say the defense failed, causing a lot of the problems. But this is a good infield and a good outfield. And I will say this, and I mentioned this to son Rhett when he came in that evening. I said, well, that infield's not very good over there, is it? And as a matter of fact, the outfield isn't either. Well, here's the first pitch to the left-hander leading off inning number 4. Let's see if this is number 7, and number 7 is the last hitter in the lineup, Chris McNally. He's a second baseman, and he's been kind of busy. Both second basemen have been fairly busy in this ball game. So 2 balls, no strikes. Will needs to get 1 over the plate here, and that one indeed is right there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nally with a base hit, his only time at the plate. Here's a ground ball up the middle, and he is 2 for 2. That hurts when the number 9 hitter is 2 for 2, Jim. So back to the top of the order, Coach Froge out to the mound. And he's going to take the ball, and now we're going to go to Chase Dow maybe because he's going to change gloves. So, yep. Number 23, Chase Dow, going to be going in, and will stay in the ball game and go to first base.
Well, I thought Rhett said he was out for today.
Well, apparently not. I tell you what, you're right. He is out. He's going to third. I misread what was going on there. Saw Chase going to get another glove, but he's going from first to third, which will put Will on first base. And we're going to go to number 23. So Brendan Dow on the mound.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new pitcher for Crawfordsville is number 2, Brendan Dowell. Number 21, Will Kellerman, is now at first base. And number 23, Chase Dowell, is at third base.
So just a little, I guess, kind of a triangular move there that nobody comes out of the ball game on this. Okay, Brendan, when he has command of his breaking ball, can be very, very effective. But, that's definitely going to be true from what I've seen with this Carmel Greyhound lineup. The thing I've been impressed about Carmel is that when we have left breaking balls kind of in the middle of the plate, they've really hit them. A lot of teams, they'll hit your fastball if you throw it around the plate, but a lot of teams just don't handle breaking balls, even if, a lot of times they're throwing hangers effectively, and I don't think you get away with that with this ball club from what I've seen so far. All right, well, here we go. Leadoff hitter, Trent Terwilliger. Here's a throw to first, runner back in time. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. A 7-5 ball game. Runner at first base with a big lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Taking to right field. Jonesy over. Back there. Under it and has it. And one down. So, the wind makes it tough. Not just that it's carrying the ball out, but it'll skew a ball one way or the other, but Caden was pretty comfortable on that one. So one down. Big out there for Brendan to record. All right, number 2 hitter, Parker Massman. I've got him for 2 for 2, Jim.
Yeah, he singled there in the first and singled with an RBI there in the third during the rally there. Scored both innings as well.
Now a big lead at first. Here's the pitch, breaking ball down. And he's going. Here's a pitch that's in there for a strike. The throw's going to be wide. And a great stop by Trent Johnson. We did have a backup from center fielder Blackburn also. But that ball just faded on Sammy there. I don't know whether the wind helped pull it a little bit to the right. Wind right now pretty much straight away, although when you look from time to time, the flag goes a little bit to the right. The next time you look, it goes a little bit to the left, which some of them are doing now. Here's a pitch. This is fouled off to the right side. So Brendan ahead on the count, 1-2. Trying to get Massman out for the first time in the ball game here. Here's a break. Swing on a minute. That's the breaker I'm talking about, Jim. That's the pitch he's got to have. So that'll bring up big number 31, Rhett Winter, the first baseman.
He's the one, if I remember. I got to find my right stats here. Yeah, I had the 643 in those first 5 games, but he struck out twice here this evening.
Yeah, he, can hit, sitting there in the number 3 slot. Swung on and missed, a breaking ball down. Yeah, I know one of those strikeouts, we had a really nice breaking ball by Cam that got him. One ball, one strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Brendan turns and faces second, and nothing happening. Here's a pitch inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's a pitch popped into center field. Back is Blackburn, and he I don't know, he might have had trouble seeing the ball because very fieldable ball, even though it was on the warning track, close to the wall, but did not hit the fence back there at all. And he had time to get under it, but boy, I tell you, the wind just keeps blowing the ball out. And we are at the time of evening, Jim, when it might be just a little bit hard to pick up a ball up in the air like that. Well, we'll have to score that as a double and run batted in. So Greyhounds tack on another. Here's a pitch, and this is taken right there for a strike. So it's an 8-5 ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. Your batter is Jack Van Remortel. Here's a breaking ball right there. So Brendan ahead on the count, 0-2. We've made a couple of mistakes tonight with our pitching, getting in these 0-2 and 1-2s and laying one in the middle. So need to be careful right here. There's one. Well, he was very, very much aware of that, wasn't he? As they used to say, you couldn't hit that one with a 10-foot pole. And then why would you want to? All right, the 1-2 now. Here's the pitch. This is a breaking ball way away. Count evens at 2-2. Deuces on the board. Chase Dow at third. Shortstop, Trent Johnson at second base. Peyton Abney. For your first baseman is Will Kellerman. Here's runner going. Here's the pitch taken, strike 3. There's that break. So Brendan gets 2 strikeouts using that good breaking ball, but gives up a run there on a big fly ball that on a normal day without this kind of wind is probably a pretty easy play, but tough play. Couldn't quite get it done this time. And so at the end of 3.5, Carmel Greyhounds lead it by a score of 8-5. 8-7-1 for Carmel. 5-7-0 for your Athenians. And actually, I give the Athenians... no, I didn't give the Athenians there. I gave Carmel Greyhounds. They've got 1, so they've got 2 according to my scorebook. Is that what you have? Doesn't matter. Like we say, we're not official. We
gave Carmel 2 A's.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Athenians is needed to get back on the board here, trailing by 3 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Drew Olson, the third Carmel pitcher. Athenians also using 3 pitchers in this ball game. Well, leading off for the Athenians is the Athenian left fielder, Scott, wearing number 5. Carson Scott on the night is 1 for 2, I believe. Had a hit his last time up. You will correct me if I spew out something wrong there on these stats, as I.
Oh, of course.
I'm really. Well, I caught myself writing some things in the wrong box a while ago, so you gotta watch out. First pitch taken for a strike. Carson back in, batting left-handed this time. Here's the pitch. This is taken for a strike. He took something off of that one and laid it on the outside corner. Here's a ground ball to third. He's got it in the glove. On to first base. So tag, and he's got the tag. But, boy, I'll tell you, that was another close play. But we have no argument out of the coaching box down there. So we're going to credit the umpire for being right on. Those are difficult plays because you've got to see a tag and see the guy's foot hit the bag at the same time. That's a pretty good visual test. 1 down. Here's a pitch to Caden Jones on the outside corner for a strike. Caden with a base hit his last time at the plate. 1 for 2 on the night. This is the one I scored the error on. That's why I said 1 for 2. There's a pitch outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's a ball up the middle for a base hit. Line drive to center field. Caden Jones with his second hit of the evening.
Everybody clap your hands.
And a little music and the Athenian fans come to life. That brings up Chase Dowell. Chase now playing third base. Chase, another young man with plenty of power. A night like this, he can get squared on one. He can easily take it out of here. First pitch taken up high, ball 1. Next pitch right there, fastball strike on the outer half. Throw on the first, runner back in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch is high, 2-1. Again, the throw to first base. Caden, pretty good base runner. Not a burner, but runs well. Here's the pitch up. Catcher fakes the throw. And we got 3 balls, 1 strike now on Chase Dowell. Next pitch is a ball, and that's 4. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And that's going to mean another visit by the Carmel coaching staff.
The center fielder, Josh Blackburn.
All right, conference amount is over. No change. Blackburn standing in. Here's the pitch. He takes this one for a strike. No balls, one strike. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. This is taken away. Count evens at 1-1. Drew Olson in a mini jam here for the Carmel Greyhounds. Here's a pitch, breaking ball, taken for a strike. Nice location. That one came in, sailed in, down around the knees. Speed of the pitch had Blackburn a little bit out of killer on that one. Josh back in now, down on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball for strike 3. He started that one in almost running at Josh, and Josh froze on that one.
Abney.
So 2 down, and I'll bring up Peyton Abney. Athenians in need of a base hit right here. Now we get timeout to plate by Peyton. Jones, here's a pitch down. Jones put a little fake on out there, but actually the shortstop really got in behind him pretty big time, but there was no coordination between the pitcher and the shortstop there, thank goodness. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed, and Peyton Dow was trying to tie the game up. Came off of that one just a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a ball fouled away, out of play, I believe. No, they're going to have a play. Wynn's keeping it in. Wynn's kept that one in. All right. Athenians cannot score here in the 4th inning as Peyton Abney fouls out for out number 3. So at the end of 4 full, your Athenians trail the Carmel Greyhounds by a score of 8-5. Little threat didn't develop that time, Jim.
No, but Brendan came in and had a good inning last inning.
Yes, yes, yeah.
He can really settle into a groove here, and just need to get the bats going, don't we?
Oh yeah, we're basically putting, the ball in play. I mean, let's see how many strikeouts I have for the Athenians. I think it's only a couple. I believe I only have 2 strikeouts. So, Athenians putting the ball in play, and you're playing a good ball club. They're not going to kick it around everywhere, but as long as you're putting the ball in play, you got a chance for good things to happen. Well, we move on to the top of the 5th inning, and Carmel bringing up J.C. Hanley, the catcher. What's he done? I got a mark here. I'm not sure what it is.
He flew out his first at bat, and then he had the 2 RBI double there in the third.
Okay. Okay, Hanley has a strike on him now, and Brendan breaks his hands, steps back off. No balls and a strike on J.C. Hanley, the catcher. That pitch is there for strike 2. 0-2. Breaking ball way wide. Brendan's been pretty careful on that 0-2. Oh, there's a beautiful break. He drops down a little bit sidearm and completely had Hanley fooled as he gets caught with a bat on his shoulder for out number 1. That'll bring up Justin Green, the right fielder.
Right fielder, Justin Green.
Had that big bomb.
He had the big home run there and grounded out to second baseman his first time at bat. But, yeah, he drove one out of here in inning number 3. Here's a pitch up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the next pitch, swung on and missed. Gave him the breaker that time. Pitch, oh my. I'm not sure where we are. Well, anyway, it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Appeared to be a changeup that looked to me that was caught in an awful good location. Certainly it was closer to being a strike than that 3-1 pitch. Anyway, so better keeping us alive in here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Justin Green, the hitter. Brendan down, delivers, swung on and missed. Another breaking ball in on his hands. Out number 2. That'll bring up the DH, Tommy Summer.
The designated hitter, Tommy Summer.
Tommy's 0 for 2. Here's a ball taken foul into the net on the left side. There's a, well, I'm not sure. Must have been low. Brendan Dow looking into the dugout. He's wondering where it was. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the breaking. Mason out throw another. And second look at it, you can see it better. You saw it.
Looked to be about the same place.
Yeah, it might have been a little higher. We'll give Blue a little break on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch. Swung on, fouled back. He took a little off of that breaking ball that time. I think I'd like to see him run the breaking ball in on his hands like he did to Green just a second ago. Yeah, there's a changeup that stuck on the hand too long. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Athenians trailing by an 8-5 score. Bleacher bums hanging in there out over the right field fence. Here's a line drive. That's the second line drive that Carmel's taken right by the pitcher's glove this evening. So a base hit for Tommy Summer. That'll bring up Aaron Ernst, the left fielder.
The left fielder, Aaron Ernst.
Fly out and strike out. 2 times at bat.
Well, they're going to say he went on that one. The breaking ball had him badly fooled. Just a moderate lead over at first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul to the right side. So, Brendan Dow quickly ahead on the count, 0-2. Pitch breaker, line drive, into center field, base hit. Runner will go around second on his way to the ball's fumbled out there, and the runner now is advancing to second base. And in there's. So that's going to go as an error on Josh Blackburn out there if properly scored, because that definitely was not a double if you pick up the ball. Nonetheless, the Greyhounds have runners on second and third now with 2 down. And that'll bring up McNally. That was a good base hit there. He really guided that ball right into the slot out there, and really no problem for the runner going first to third, but we did give him an extra base and the runner going to second. All right, Brendan trying to work out of the jam here. Here's a breaking ball right there as McNally stands in, number 9 hitter, 2 for 2 on the night, and Coach Welver on the way to the mound. Greyhounds with 3 left-handed hitters in their starting lineup, and I'm a little partial to that kind of a situation. I just think at any level, as far as that goes, but certainly at a high school level, if you've got some bona fide left-handed hitters in your lineup, it's a definite advantage as far as I'm concerned. Not just getting out of the batter's box, but I tell you, young hitters, if guy's got a decent curveball, right-handed pitcher, just really makes it hard. Well, we're seeing all these good kids here having trouble with Dow's breaker. The left-handed hitter sees it a little bit different, even though they're struggling a little bit too. Here's the pitch. Second pitch in there is wide, so the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners leading the way from second and third here. Pitch grounded to the first baseman. He's knocking it down on to first. Got the out just in time. Nice job by Brendan Dow getting there. And that wasn't the easiest ball to handle on that throw. Will did a good job, though. Kept the ball in front of him, kept cool, and made an accurate throw there. So that'll go 3-1 on the out of McNally. And the score remains 8-5. Well, I knew that scoreboard wouldn't reflect that error there, Jim, but I will guarantee you the Athenian official book has an error there. But we
right here on which one? Which play?
The last hit that allowed the runner to go to second base.
Right.
I mean, we just fumbled the ball out there, maybe getting a little bit. We probably fumbled the ball because of the lead runner. We knew we come up with a clean, we might have a play at third base kind of a thing, and so you rush a little bit, and then you give another base because we really weren't going to have a play at third base. That kid could run really well going
Leading
first
off
to
for
third.
your Athenians, the
Anyway.
designated hitter, Cale Winderlin.
All right, leading off the bottom half of inning number 5, Cale Wendelin, the DH for the Athenians. Cale 0 for 1 on the night. Had a base on balls his first time. Here's a strike. So the count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a breaking ball right there. Breaker froze him that time. Here's a ball fouled back to the screen. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch up too high on the breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a ground ball left side. Third baseman has to charge. He's got it. On the run. Throw. Oh, mercy. Jim, you see what happened there? We showed intent to go to second base, so therefore he could be played on getting back into first base there and did so safely. Thank goodness he was aware of it because Carmel obviously was aware as they made the throw and tried to get the tag out. Allegor is a base hit. That one I don't argue with. A tough play by third baseman, and Allegor is a base hit for Wendelin. Pitch is in there for a strike by the right-hander. Back to first. And plenty of time. Kellerman hitting for the second time. Here's the pitcher's ball. I have him for a walk his first at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody down. Wendelin away from first base. Here's a throw over. Kid's got a pretty quick move because we're not very far off the bag there. We mentioned Drew Olson pitching, only a sophomore. Here's the pitch. Here's a line drive up the middle. Second baseman has it out over to first base, not in time. That ball just kind of died out a little bit. It appeared to be hit harder than it really was, but anyway, Will got the bat on the ball there.
The pitcher, Brendan Dowell.
So fielder's choice for Will Kellerman. Out number 1, recorded second base, is we square as if to bunt. Brendan Dowell standing in there, 2 for 2 this evening. It's a pitch. He takes this one up. So 2 balls, no strikes. I might have caught a take signal down there. Just turned my head maybe a little bit late. But this is a normal takes. Yeah, we're taking. Ball 3 as that one comes in too high. You're batting out of the number 9 slot. You're sometimes asked to do that in situations where you're trailing like this, and we want to get to the top of the order for sure. Here's the pitch. That's taken for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike on the Athenian third pitcher of the evening, Brendan Dowell. The 3-1. Athenian fans who are sitting behind the plate, they did not like that, thinking the ball was outside. It was close, we'll say that. So it's a full count, 3-2 on Brendan Dowell. Runner at first now. Got to stay out of the double play here. Here's a throw again to first base, and that one Not a real good throw. He let up on it. Had he thrown that at the same speed he's been throwing them, that might have gotten to the fence. Here's the pitch. Swung on ground ball. Second baseman will make the play. He got a tag on to first base. It's a double play. So good job by the second baseman there. And in that case, I'll tell you what, Will had to do what he did, and that was try to get by the guy. Might have tried to widen the baseline a little bit.
No runs on one hit, no errors, and one.
Make sure he couldn't get tagged, but, you know, just a real good job by the second baseman. So Brendan Dow grounds into the double play. Unassisted tag and throw on to first base. So no runs on one hit and no runners left on base as we go to the top of the sixth inning. Your Athenians trailing it by a score of 8-5.
Wind's really died down now, hasn't it?
It has died. It has died. We're able to not have our headsets blown off. Now, you know, Jim, one thing, I didn't mention this, and I hope it's not affected the audio, but sometimes when we get a wind like this, that sound comes through our mics.
Right.
And we do have the mufflers on, but sometimes there's nothing you can do about that. Well, the Athenians need to keep it close here. We're in an 8-5 ball game. Certainly anybody's ball game in a game where there are a lot of runs scored, 13 in total. And so the Athenians just need to keep the defense tight here. All right, the Carmel Greyhounds back to the top of their batting order with Trent Terwilliger. Shortstop has made some good plays for the Greyhounds. Here's a pitch. That'll be a ball. Got this young man 0 for 2. He did come around and score as he was hit by a pitch. That one is a little bit low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a strike right there. Your current infield has Chase Dow at third base, Trent Johnson at second. Abney at Trent Johnson at short, pardon me. Abney at second. Here's a swing and a miss on a good breaking ball. Will Kellerman down at first base. In left field, Carson Scott. In center field, Josh Blackburn and Caden Jones in right. Here's a pitch that's down, ball 3. A battery of Brendan Dow, and behind the plate, Sammy's still back there.
Still there.
Sammy has done a nice job. He's had a number of pitches in the dirt. Here's the ball, pop straight up. Let's see. Brendan Dow's going to take charge of that one, and he has it for out number 1. Okay, you usually like for another infielder to go ahead and take charge of that one, but Brendan himself, being an infielder, used to that, and he immediately asked everybody to get out of his way and let him have it, and they did.
The center fielder, Parker Massman.
Parker Massman comes to the plate, and he is 2 for 3 on my score sheet. First pitch of ball. Next pitch swung on and missed. That time Brendan threw a fastball by him. There's a fastball in the outside corner. Young man had to be thinking, he doesn't throw 2 fastballs in a row. But he did. 1-2 now. Strike 3. He throws 3 in a row sometimes. I tell you, he just froze Parker Maslin that time as he takes a call on third strike. Brendan Dow has been very impressive.
Yeah.
To this point in time, he has done a great job.
I think that was his 5th strikeout.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Yep. First pitch in there for a ball. Number 3 hitter is Rhett Winter. Now, this is a young man you said who's headed to Ball State.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one headed to Ball State. I'm sure there's a few other guys going a few other places.
He had a double his last time, but struck out his first 2 at-bats, so 1 for 3 on the night. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball fouled off to the right side. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch is down. 3 balls, 1 strike. There's a breaking ball. Well, I'm not sure. It was called a ball, and it will go as a ball.
The third baseman, Jack Van Remordal.
Jack Van Remordal comes to the plate. He's the third baseman. And on the night, I've got him 1 for 2. Struck out looking his last time at the plate. We get timeout at the plate. Runner going. Here's a pitch for a strike, but the throw is wide. Sammy's both of these throws down there tonight on the steals have been to the first base side of the second base bag, and
a little high.
And exactly, too high and too far toward the right field side. But strong arm, strong throw. Okay, 0-1. Runner going again. Here's a pitch fouled off, and he'll go back to second. And he had that one stole. So Brendan not paying a whole lot of attention. But tell you what, I won't argue with that. If he retire the hitter here. Big number 44 steps back in. Target set up down and away. There's a good pitch down and away. It was. Maybe not down as much as off the corner a little bit, but very close. A good 0-2 pitch. Van Remordal taking a little time up around the plate now. Kind of looks like stuff I see on TV, Jim.
He's really taking his time.
Yes, he is. Now the Athenians take a little time here. Sammy Riddle goes out to have a talk with Brendan Dow. Brendan ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. We have a runner at second base. Brendan Dow trying to keep that score right where it is for the time being. Here's a ball popped to the right side. Caden Jones over Wind blowing it around a little bit. He's right under it for out number 3. So again, Brendan Dow with a nice job out there.
No runs on no hits, no errors. 1 left.
We played 5 1/2 innings, and your Athenians trail it 8-5. Again, the contest tonight for this championship game features the Carmel Greyhounds, who are number 1 ranked in Class 4A, and your Athenians, who are number 1 ranked in Class 3A. Well, we want to take this time to wish everybody a happy and holy Easter. I've seen some of our fans actually coming in this evening, Jim, who've come in from an Easter service. And I will say that one of them is a fellow I was talking to you a little bit about earlier this evening, was Brian Saunders, whose son started the ball game. So you know what he's going to do? He's going to go home and look us up. He's going to get right to YouTube and find out what happened to his son there. And Cam did a great job.
Yeah, it was a good first outing for him. Good first outing for him, and I'm sure Coach Welliver will take a lot away from it too. They can meet again on Monday for practice, and he's just going to get better. I kind of excited to see what he does.
You know, I don't have next week's schedule with me. Do you have that?
Yeah, they're at Weibo Tuesday, host Weibo.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know that, but yeah.
And then Frankfurt on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. That's the one odd team where we don't do the Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah. There's the first pitch in there to Trent Johnson, taken for a strike. Trent is 2 for 3 on the night. Here's a breaking ball. So he's down 0-2. Yeah, Trent Lazabat was a big at bat, and he just really missed a hit by, I don't know, maybe a foot or so. Here's a ground ball left side. Shortstop in hard, has it, throws low, and he's safe. Trent beats that one out. That'll go as a base hit. Shortstop did a really nice job. His mechanics out there were really good. Shortstop fielding the ball down low and really staying low, delivering the ball on the go. I think the average high school shortstop can't even make that play close, but that one was very close. Okay, Carson Scott standing in. Here's the pitch down. 2 balls, no strikes. Carson on the night, 1 for 3. Throw to first, back in time. 2 balls, no strike. Nobody down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. This is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Athenians right here now getting into the heart of the batting order. This is where you'd prefer to get some offensive action going. All right, Scott back in now. Here's the throw to first. Trent ahead first dive. Back in plenty of time. Pitch, swung on, foul right back to the screen. I only saw one fan duck. Obviously, these are veteran fans back here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Needing something good out of Carson Scott right here. Here's a pitch. Swung on a ground ball to the shortstop. Stays right down, hugs the ground. He'll have no chance at first base, but forces Trent at second base. So a fielder's choice for Scott. And one down.
The right fielder, Caden Jones.
Caden has been on base every time tonight, and by my score sheet, he's 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. This is outside, ball 1. I think the wind continues to calm down. Here's a wild pitch, clear to the backstop. On down to second base is Scott.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
So a 2-0 count on Caden Jones. Runner now in scoring position. Long stare in and now timeout at the plate. Athenians are pretty well educated to the fact that you shouldn't let the pitcher freeze you in the batter's box. Two on the way, and it's down. 3 balls, no strikes. Chase Dow waiting on deck. 3-0 is outside, ball 4, so the tying run once again comes to the plate. Had the same situation, I don't know, maybe that was back in the 4th or 5th inning, but we were there before. Couldn't get it done last time.
The third baseman, Chase Dowell.
All right, Chase stands up. He is 1 for 1 with a couple of base on balls tonight. Here's a pitch. Ball in the inside corner. Probably a good one for Chase to let go. He's a better hitter if he can get the ball out over the plate a little bit. Here's a pitch. Swung on ground ball, nub to the right side. Pitcher's got it on to first base. Out number 2. So Chase really not getting a good ball to hit that time. Kind of chased one that was, can I say chased? The ball down in the strike zone that time. Something off speed.
And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change here.
Yeah, for pitcher number 4 maybe. And indeed it will be as he hands the ball off. And from the bullpen, we'll get our next pitcher. Well, this is a fairly good-sized young man coming in here. And with the glove on the right hand, I am assuming he's going to release the pitch with his left hand. So, big left-hander on the mound. This young man is at least 6'4". Watching him warm up, it appears the ball is going to tail a little bit away from the right-handed hitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new pitcher for Carmel is number 17, Max Habiger.
Max Habiger, the new pitcher for the Carmel Greyhounds. He is indeed a senior. So the 4th pitcher of the evening for Carmel on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. I would think this young man might have a college career someplace. He throws the ball pretty hard, and
looks like he might be their number 1 or number 2. He's got
the most innings. Well, Josh Blackburn will be coming to the plate.
Yeah, he's got 9 innings in him. Looks like he might be
The
the
center
number 1.
fielder, Josh Blackburn.
Couple wins under his belt this season.
Okay. Well, as we mentioned earlier this evening, these Greyhounds are undefeated. They come in 6-0, while your Athenians come in at a 9-1 clip. 2-0 in conference play are the Athenians. Here's the pitch. Here's a ball fouled off to the screen, and Blackburn just a little bit late on that one. Runners at second and third with 2 down. Base hit here would really tighten this one up. Here's the pitch swung on. Again, the same look as the ball is fouled off to the right side. 2 really good fastballs down, and this young man is throwing with more velocity than the previous 3 Greyhound pitchers. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball. Second baseman over, has it on to first base for the out. So Blackburn put it in play and just needed to make that second baseman move about 2 more steps, and I believe he's on base. But that second baseman has impressed me tonight. He's made some really good plays out there and made an important play there for the Greyhounds. So Blackburn out 4-3, and that'll end the inning for the Athenians, and they continue to trail this ball game by an 8-5 score. Game has settled down here. We have now looked at 2 full innings without any runs scored. Let's see, you have when Brendan came in. I failed to mark that down when Brendan Dow came in to pitch.
Yeah.
I believe he's on
He came
for
in.
the, this would be, well, about his 4th inning of work, maybe.
He came in after 1 batter in the 4th inning.
Okay, 4. So 4, 5, 6, and now 7. Well, Athenians continue to put runners on base, but in the last few innings, just not able to move anybody across. The 3 ups and 3 downs have almost been non-existent in this ball game. Okay, inning number 7. As we start here, here's the breaking ball, a little bit inside as number 24, J.C. Hanley steps in. Hanley, the catcher. Here's the next pitch taken for ball 2. This young man on the night is 1 for 3. He doubled back in the 3rd inning. There's ball 3. So Brendan needing a strike right here. And he gets it. Next pitch, that's right there, strike 2. Brendan changed his angle of delivery from time to time. He threw one fastball a little more down under on that last one. Here's the next pitch. That same pitch, but it's outside. Just missed on that one, so that'll be a leadoff walk. As those play-by-play guys who get paid say, the dreaded leadoff walk.
The right fielder, Justin Green.
All right, Justin Green, the right fielder, steps in. Runner on first and nobody out, and the throw over. Runner back in time.
Runner at first base is number 22, Luke Thompson.
Both these ball clubs have some young men who run really well. Athenians maybe haven't had a chance to really use their legs all that much in this particular ball game, but certainly have guys that get down the line. There's a ball fouled off to the right side. 1 strike. Left-handed batter Green checking the signals down at third base. Now Dow steps over, driving the runner back. Dow with a breaker, and that one's fouled back. So Brennan ahead on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Throw over to first base. Good job. The Greyhounds have stolen a couple of bases, and so Brendan trying to keep the runner close here. Got a little bit bigger lead than he had. He's going. Here's the pitch taken down. Here's the throw, same position. Sammy just not able to get it squared up with the bag down there, and ball to the first base side. However, there wasn't that much difference, but if you're really watching, you can see that guy had about that much more lead than he'd had on the previous pitches, and really not a good chance for Sammy to make the play. So runner at second now. Here's a pitch right there. One down now. I think I failed to give the strikeout there, maybe, huh?
We were distracted by the runner.
Yeah. One down, runner at second base. Here's a ball pop foul out of play over onto the football stands. Nobody going home here tonight. Crowd hanging in here. See if the Athenians can come from behind on this one. Here's a pitch. Foul to the right side. First inning went 1-1, but in the bottom of the second, the Athenians jumped out to a 4-run lead as they played 4 in the bottom of the second. But unfortunately, the Greyhounds came right back and answered with 6 in the top of the third. Athenians have trailed ever since. Here's the pitch, ground ball, right side. Will has it. Oh, the ball gets thrown away. Now Dow is down, and the ball may be, it's still live. Lost it for a second. I thought it could have gone into the dugout, but it's a live ball, and Brendan's still hurting out there a little bit.
Yeah, I saw him grab his right ankle there. I don't know if it twisted it there on the bag, perhaps.
Slip. So the Greyhounds record another run there. I think the board scored it a hit, and I'm not really going to argue with that. So Hanley comes all the way around to score for the Greyhounds. All right, first pitch in there for a strike to the number 8 hitter, Aaron Ernst. Breaking ball, high and up and in. Well, we're getting to the, if it wasn't already uncomfortable here on the scoreboard. We're getting to the point where it's getting a little uncomfortable. We're down by 4, but here's a pitch taken for a ball. Not quite sure. Must have been down. Count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Runner at third. Summer, the DH, leads away from third base. Here's the pitch. This is taken for a strike. Number 8 hitter, Aaron Ernst. Athenian infield, in on the grass, all the way around. It's a pitch, breaking ball, and that'll be a base hit in the 5.5 hole. And that 5.5 hole gets bigger when the infield's in. Big round at first base, but Ernst back. So a base hit brings in one more run, and that's a 10-5 ball game.
Second baseman Chris McNally.
As McNally steps into the batter's box for the Greyhounds. Well, it was a tough play a while ago there, one that Will and Brendan couldn't quite get together on at first base, and ball certainly obviously not hit hard at all. And probably a play they'll make more often than not, but yet it was a very difficult play. And so that kind of sprung this inning forward. There's a throw on to first base. That's one of the closer ones of the evening. Jim, you may know this. Carmel, the last several years, I think, has been about either the largest or second largest school in the state. But I don't know where the current.
They are currently number 1.
No, 1?
Yeah. After the.
Somebody actually told me that, but it might have been somebody that I didn't trust. I'll trust you, okay?
according to the IHSA, they are.
Okay.
Whenever they
That's probably
had their reclassification last week.
What we got, boy, he's got his lead stretched out over there now. Long pause. And the pitch. And the runner goes. And the pitch is down. And Sammy wisely just puts that one in his pocket. That was a very difficult pitch to handle. It was down and away. And runner had a good jump. Runs well. No chance to throw him out. So another runner in scoring position for Carmel, already leading this game by a 10-5 score. Jim, I don't know whether we can total that up or not, but I might question this hit total at this point. Here's a runner going to third as the ball gets loose. Pitch in the dirt, and officially probably would go as a wild pitch. Sammy keeps the ball in front of him, but cannot really make a play. So runner third with 1 out now. Once again, the infield draws in. Here's a pitch right there. But not right there. 3-1. Time at the plate. Chris McNally, the second baseman. 2 for 3 on the night. Been impressed with his play in the field. Breaking ball up and in, and he'll go trotting down. So it really appears to me that maybe Brendan Dowell is beginning to get tired out there. He's had very good control up until this inning. That's his second walk of the inning, but he's on a lot of balls out of the zone and getting behind of the count. So pitching coach right Welliver on his way to the mound, which indicates he's just going to maybe talk to Brendan and see, sometimes, Jim, you just got to kind of ask the kid, hey, let's tough it out. Let's finish this ball game. We really don't want to bring any other arms into the game if we can help them doing it.
We're heading into the top of the batting order, too, for Carmel.
Of course, the other question you might ask is, we had this collision at first base, and just double check, make sure you are physically okay out there.
Yeah, I wondered that, and he looks like he's moving around just fine since he got to the mound.
Well, we go back to the top of the Carmel batting order here, and Trent Terwilliger stepping in. Terwilliger for the 5th time this evening to the plate. Runner goes. Pitch. Taken. And they're going to appeal, and they're going to get the strike call. So, okay. Chalk one up for the home team there. Runners down second and third. Still only one away. Pitch away. Despite all the damage, Brendan did get one more strikeout. So he's recorded, I believe, his 6th strikeout of the evening. Here's the next pitch popped. And that ball is going to be close to the line, but I believe foul. And, yeah, Caden can't quite get there. We'll know whether that was a blessing or not, Jim, because if he catches it, it's definitely a run on the tag.
Right.
Up, as Brendan ended up on his belly out there. Good effort. That ball actually earlier in the evening, I believe, would have gotten all the way fair. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. There it is. Nice delivery that time. So, Terwilliger out on the called strike, 2 down. That'll bring up Parker Massman, the center fielder. He's got a couple of hits this evening and also struck out a couple of times. Coach Froge having a little conversation with the home plate umpire. So maybe this is because he's talking to the umpire. Well, he's going to bring in Caden. He's telling the umpire what the changes are. So Caden Jones will enter the ball game with 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th inning. So even though Brendan had just recorded his 7th strikeout, maybe he just wants to let Caden throw a little bit here. Now, we're not down to the left-handed hitters yet, but left-handed pitcher Caden Jones coming on for the Athenians here in the top of the 7th. Brendan Dow getting a good hand from the Athenian fans.
He had a good game.
Oh, a real good game. Real good game. Just a shame we couldn't have made that one little play over there at first base, which would have softened this inning a little bit, but still, yeah, really a good job. He came in and was very effective.
Got things under control and
he
was, lead there. And
he was able to record strikeouts, and I've often been amazed at the time I'll be walking out of a ball game and hear fans saying, "Oh, we had good defense tonight." Well, the pitcher struck out 12. He fielded 3 ground balls and caught a pop-up.
Right.
We had pretty good defense. However, the normal defense really wasn't challenged all that much. And I guess it goes back to the old saying, it all starts with the pitching. And it really does. And tonight we saw, a young man, Cam Saunders starting for the first time in his varsity career, and showed good stuff. I think the only thing that we might argue about a little bit was just the lack of complete control. He had a number of pitches that were really wide or inside, and then he had a number of pitches that I'm sure didn't intend to groove, but he grooved. But good stuff. He has very good stuff. Throws hard, and going to throw harder. Young man, he's going to pick up, who knows, 3, 4, 5 miles an hour at the very least, probably by next year.
Right.
And then you're talking about a kid that's throwing somewhere in the mid to upper 80s. All right, here we go with 2 down. The ball swung on and fouled back and out of play by the center fielder Parker Massman. Okay, Jones is so far this year has been a more effective pitcher than he has in his previous efforts as a sophomore and junior. Next pitch is wide, count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. 10-5 ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. Athenians trailing the Carmel Greyhounds. Here's a pitch, a breaker, hangs a little high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's a ball. That's going to be in the hole out there in right center field. That takes a 1-2 hops. Stops at the bottom of the fence. Massman on the way to third, and he'll be in there. And this ball maybe got in the dugout, and it did. And Massman is going to come on, and that'll go as a throwing error. So a 3-base hit. But Massman, on the throw that gets away at third base, comes all the way around to score.
The first baseman, Rhett Winter.
Rhett Winter steps in. He is 2 for 4. Here's a pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Athenians trying to get out of the top of the 7th inning here. They're already given up 5 runs. Here's a pitch down and in. Score goes to 13-5. Here's the pitch wide. A big top of the 7th inning for the Greyhounds. We had a tough enough job as it was, but down by 8. Here's a ball, and this ball is coming around to the right fielder who dives, and Will Kellerman with the catch out there. Ball was coming back to Will a little bit, but I'll tell you, he had to cover some ground, and he got a great jump on that ball. So he took at least a double away from Winter on that one. Will Kellerman. I'm going to say that was maybe the second best Athenian catch of the evening. So out number 3. So at the end of 6 1/2, your Athenians trail the Carmel Greyhounds by a score of 13-5.
Yeah, I think they probably stopped keeping track of hits up there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I commented earlier. I had a little question about their hit total up there.
Yeah, when you said that, I totaled up 12, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and they haven't changed since.
I think they've had 3 at least since then. So, Greyhounds getting fat here late in the ball game. Been a good ball game, nonetheless. Athenian pitching maybe got a little bit tired there at the end, particularly with Brendan Dow. And, we can't walk away with this thing feeling really bad about the performance. I mean, I think the coaches might, go through and look and say, hey, we had multiple opportunities to score and stay right in this ball game.
Or stop things from happening.
Exactly. Yeah, we had a chance to make a couple of plays that would have kept them from adding on. But, in innings 3, 4, 5, and 6, we had men on base, and we just couldn't make anything happen to get anybody across home plate.
I definitely don't feel like this is an 8-run game. It feels.
Well, no. Yeah, right. What happened here in the top of the 7th makes it, look a whole lot different. Yeah, I'm sure from the standpoint of players and coaches both, they'd like to, if you got to go down, it would look a lot better to go down 8-5 than 13-5. But,
Right.
We understand what's going on. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 7th. Here's a swing and a miss by Peyton Abney, who was going to hit about a 9-run home run. He had a good cut. Next pitch, a ball way off the plate, and Peyton getting a little excited up there. Down 0-2. Why would you throw anything different? And he didn't. We just didn't swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Check that out. Mr. Chase.
Here's the pitch down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Peyton Abney on the night is 0 for 3. Grounded out to second a couple of times. Popped out to the first baseman. Here's a ball fouled back to the screen. Good job of hanging in there. Well, Athenians would still feel better if we could find a way to tack on a little bit of something there. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss on the high fastball. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Okay.
The pinch hitter for Crawfordsville is number
29.
Luke Mangold.
Luke Mangold stepping in for the Athenians here in the DH slot. There's a pitch, swung on, fouled off. Luke hitting for Cale Wendland. Cale on the night was 1 for 2 with a base on balls. Swing and a miss on a fastball down. So down goes Mangold. Athenians down to their last out here.
Right fielder
Will Kellerman. Will coming off that very fine catch in right field to end the top of the 7th. Here's the fastball. Right down the middle, just above the knees. Will 0 for 1 with a base. Will got really full with a breaking ball. Decided to go ahead and exercise the swing anyway. So Will down 0-2 here. See if we can stay alive. And he takes this one down. Big left-hander trying to strike out the side. Max Hegberger. Whoa. There's the old ball game. I don't know whether it was a called strike or a check swing strike, but it was a strikeout.
Crawfordsville 5.
So the final here tonight, Carmel Greyhounds, number 1 in Class 4A, come away with a win, making them 7-0 on the season. And your Athenians now drop to 9-2. 13-5 the final score. Well, hey, I tell you what, I don't think we'll probably be doing any interviews tonight, but I do want to thank Jim Johnson. First time we've been able to work together here, and appreciate you keeping me halfway honest on statistics and what's going on. And I know you'll have it in the paper,
Athletic Director Bryce
just as though they'd been here to see it when they read it. So
I'm sure.
appreciate that. Appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Coach. I enjoyed chatting with you.
Good. Well, it is a good seat, isn't it?
Perfect seat.
Yeah. Well, we'd have liked to have seen a few more Athenian runs maybe there, or a few less Carmel Greyhound runs. But I think we're fair in summing it up as still a good ball game, and and I think I mentioned earlier, it's kind of one of those weird things. You play all week and then you go to a weekend tournament, and you really don't, you're not going to see probably a full game at least pitched by a number 1 and maybe not even a number 2 pitcher because they've been pitching all week.
Right.
And so, if we understand that pitching is the name of the game, maybe, who knows? But
right.
We at least we're very competitive in the game until the very end of the game, and I think that coaches, like I said, I think they'll feel good about the game. I don't know. Do you have any interviews to do down there?
Go talk to Coach Froge.
Okay. Well, good luck. I don't think you'll be totally happy, but I don't think you'll feel terrible either. So, again, thanks to Jim Johnson and the crew up here tonight. And, I'm looking, and Jim, I'm not seeing them sending anybody up here. And we'll just say that, once again, the Athenians fall tonight in this Athenian Invitational game. And it's been a good day of baseball, except for the wind. It's been almost perfect weather for the 15th of April. And Athenians go to action conference play next week against Western Boone. Jim, before you leave, honestly, I can't remember, is the Tuesday game here or away?
Tuesday game is at Western Boone.
Okay, Tuesday.
That might be it's a 5:30 pitch.
Okay. Well, I'm almost sure I'm safe in saying that we will not be webcasting Tuesday, but we'll have the Thursday home game on the web. So, fans, if you are able or not able to get to the ballpark, we would certainly welcome you to get to the YouTube and watch Athenian baseball on the tube. So for the crew here tonight, this is Dan Wolliver saying good evening, and we'll see you next week with more Athenian baseball.